Hello everyone, it is me, Sasha Kawaii Cat, and in today's video, I'll be showing you all my natural hair brushes for IbisPaint X. So recently I decided to make some natural hair brushes. I really just wanted to make these brushes because I've been looking into drawing more natural hairstyles. Like, I draw a lot of black characters and I don't know if I always give them a lot of black hairstyles, but I kind of want to incorporate that more into my drawings and into my drawing style. And I've been looking for natural hair brushes, particularly for the main drawing program that I use, which is IbisPaint X, but sometimes I'll use Procreate. And there are natural hair brushes available for Procreate. There are artists who make them and sell them online. Some are available for free, like there are some artists who have certain brushes that are free, but there aren't really a lot of brushes out there for IbisPaint X, especially natural hair brushes. And that's kind of what inspired me to make my own. I realized that it's not really that difficult to make brushes in IbisPaint X. There are some limitations since a lot of these brushes are just edited based on a lot of the default brushes that are available. IbisPaint X already has a lot of brushes. Like, there's an entire library with just so many brushes. I do have my own set of custom brushes that I personally use to create my main artwork. I decided that I would edit some of these brushes and make some natural hair brushes. It took a while to make these to figure out what would work and what wouldn't work. And what I ended up with were a lot of brushes that are more suited for cartoony hairstyles. I tried to make some realistic hair texture brushes as well, but as I mentioned, there are limitations to IbisPaint X. You aren't able to like import your own textures and your own images to use in IbisPaint X, so you really just have to edit the brushes that are available the best you can. And that's pretty much what I did, and I think I got some good brushes. I did my best, and you know, I tried to make brushes that would look good, especially with my particular style. I don't usually paint, but as I mentioned, I did try to make some sort of natural hair brushes that are suited for people who paint as well. I do tend to paint sometimes. I like practice, but I'm not really good at it. At least I don't think I'm good at it. People might disagree. I always say I'm not good at painting certain things, and then I get comments that are like, no, you can paint, you can draw flowers. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, I made the brushes the best I could, even with the limitations of IbisPaint X, and I think they turned out okay. As you can see, I did a few drawings showing different styles that you can make with these brushes, and I like how most of them turned out. I do think with some of the brushes, because of the limitations, it's a good idea to like go in and add your own details in these styles if you want a more detailed look on your drawings, because they're very cartoony brushes. I think I named them cartoon natural hair brushes for some of them, specifically because I think they're more suited for a cartoony art style. But you can like go in and use them as a guide and just add more details so that the brushes can fit your particular style. If I were to critique these brushes, I'd say that some styles are definitely some brushes look better with certain styles than others, and some brushes work better than others based on the style. But overall, I do think most of them look pretty good and are pretty accurate for depicting black hair, whether you're trying to depict a more natural hairstyle or a more cartoony hairstyle. To use these brushes properly, I do suggest turning on forced fade, and also to edit the thickness of the lines on some of the brushes that are outline brushes, you'll need to click on edit, then go over to type and adjust the shadow size. Those are just little things you can do to make sure that your drawings look good when using these brushes. If you have trouble with these brushes, feel free to contact me if you do decide to get them, and I'll be sure to explain like how to use them properly. But yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of different styles you can do with these brushes. I made sure to do different styles and show different examples, some braids, some twist, some hair puffs. So yeah. Okay, so moving on, I actually did a full drawing with these brushes. So I wanted to draw a character to show just how these brushes look, how you can use them on an actual drawing. So I did this beautiful girl. I'm going to talk a bit about the brushes for a second. So this character, I wanted to do like a very simple hairstyle. I only really used 2 of the brushes on her hair. So I did her hair in this like 2 puffs, and then her hair is out at the back, and she has like 2 twists coming down at the front of her hair. And I think it turned out pretty good. For the brush that I used, I think I used the cartoon twist brush. I'll be sure to put it on the screen. But yeah. For the brush, I do remember going in and added some additional details, which is something I mentioned earlier. If you're using the brushes and you feel like it might not match your particular style, or it can be more detailed, you can go in and like add some of the details yourself as well. These brushes are mostly here to make drawing natural hair easier for you. But you can kind of just use them as a guide if you want as well, and still add additional details if you're like someone who has more details in your art style. If you're like someone with a more simple art style, then you don't necessarily have to do this. But yeah, for the actual drawing itself, I decided to go with a sort of galaxy themed drawing because I thought it would look cute. So there's a lot of stars on the character, lots of diamonds, lots of sparkle, which is pretty typical for my style. Once I actually got to the hair, I spent a lot of time sort of mapping out how I wanted it to look. I think it was while doing this drawing that I sort of figured out how to use the brushes properly, because I was playing around with the size of the shadow of the outlines and playing around with the stabilization tool, and I realized that force fade would work much better for getting like a unified line. I'm always interested in getting my lines pretty clean, and I want the hair to look pretty clean as well, pretty structured. And I think I got that effect. Looking back at the drawing, I don't like how the curls at the end of her twist look. I don't think they look too bad, but I don't really like how they turned out. I also planned on giving her blue and pink hair, but I think while I was adjusting the color, the default color that was selected was like a dark black color, and I realized it looks better with a darker color. So I gave her a darker hair color, and then the twist at the front of her hair is pink. And I think she looks really cute. For the coloring and stuff like that, I did my typical coloring. My typical coloring style is just, some of the things that are unique to it is that I'll color the inside of the line art where her skin is located. I do have a full coloring tutorial. I'll leave a link to it. I'll put a link somewhere. You guys can go watch that if you want. But I have one for IbisPaint X and Procreate. Like, coloring style is pretty much the same in both apps. So you can watch either one, but I guess, you know, the apps are laid out differently, but it's the same technique basically. When it comes to the actual design of the character, like her outfit, I can't remember if I wanted her to have glasses or not. Oh, and I also remember that I used, there's this thing in IbisPaint X, they have these free sketches available that you can use as references, or you can trace over them to add certain things. For this, I think I used it for the hand, which I usually don't do. I try to draw hands myself, or I'll use it as a reference, but I did trace over this because I just wanted to draw it very quickly and I liked how the reference looked. So the references were pretty useful. I think I'll make another video on IbisPaint X, tracing references and tracing poses that they have. I made a video a while back on those, but I haven't made an updated video. There's so much available now. They have like hands available, feet available. There's like so much available on IbisPaint X, which is why I like it. They have so many brushes and they have so many resources available for artists, particularly beginner artists, to help with your art. So if you're not that good at like drawing certain things, you can, you know, there's a lot of stuff there to help you. These brushes are available on Gumroad. They're not available for free, at least not yet. I think I'll add some as like an example. I'll add some for free so that you guys can test out some of them. I don't know where I'll add it. I think I'll add it on my Ko-fi account. The brushes are also available on my Ko-fi, but the main place that I have them up is on Gumroad. I did consider if I wanted to make these free or not, but they honestly took a long time to make. And I figured I would add them as just like a way for you guys to support my channel if you want. You don't have to purchase them if you can't afford them, but they're there for people who like, you know, can't afford them and want to support me or support this channel. So yeah, if you're at all interested in that, I'll leave a link in the description below. I'll also leave a link to some of the free ones that I'll have available. I'm probably not gonna add like a lot, maybe like 5, I'm not sure, but I'll try to pick ones that I think would be good for you guys to try. And I'll leave a link to that in the description below. So besides this drawing, I actually did a few more drawings to show off the different brushes and the different styles you can do with these brushes. Those drawings are not going to be in this video. I didn't want this video to be too long, but they are on my Ko-fi account and Gumroad, where I posted the brushes, so you can see more examples of the different ways you can use these brushes. I tried to do some painterly style drawings to show how it would look, the natural hair brushes would look on a more painting type style, but I didn't really like how they looked. I do have the recording for it, but because I didn't really like how the drawings themselves turned out, I didn't bother to post it on this video. The brushes looks okay though. I like the brushes and I think they turned out okay. So yeah, I do like this first drawing that I did though. I like how her hair turned out and I like her outfit. I think she looks very cute. But yeah, so that is a finished drawing and those are the brushes. There are 35 available. Most of them are cartoony type outline brushes, but there are a few natural hair brushes as well. If you're interested, like I said, the link to these brushes are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like my art and you'd like to show your support, you can always donate to my Ko-fi account. The link to that is in the description below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!